What's up, everybody? Not My House is in the house. And before we get started, I just want to let you know we're going to be dropping one podcast a week now, guaranteed in your inbox. Look for 'em mostly on Mondays, but some could be happening on Fridays. We just want to get you the content you want. This is your host, Eric, and sitting right next to me, as always, is my co host, Zach. Zach, what's going on today, my friend?
This is going to be a fun one today. We got one of the most energetic and passionate players I've ever got to watch. He had me throwing up the X when I was a kid, and he's got a dope YouTube page too. So I just can't wait to get this one started.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
He's a fan.
let's get
Oh, hold
it.
on, man. We got to give you the intro. We got to set you up. He was a fantastic player at Pitt, where he earned 3 All Big East, and he was a Big East Most Improved Player of the Year. He went on to have a successful career playing overseas. Super excited to have him on. Black Magic himself, Carl Krauser. How are you doing today, sir?
Let's still breathing, my brother. I appreciate both of you, and I appreciate you asking. It means a lot, man. Thank you all for taking the time out to acknowledge what I've done. Thank you for appreciating what I've done. Thank you for even showing love in any remote way, man. I appreciate y'all all. It's always right over left with the best, and it's XUP, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we even start, I got to ask about the X really quick because you had me throwing up the X when I was a kid after watching you play. You always had me out in the driveway throwing up an X after a shot. So I
I
always
appreciate
thought it's because you're the X factor, but that's actually not what it means. So can you tell our listeners what the X means?
Yeah, see, the X Factor thing came later after. It came after my development with the X. We were playing out there in Rucker Park, man, everything in New York, and me and my guy, Cook Slow, the producer, we were just talking about this, my dude. We were talking about this, like, hey, back then, and he's a younger guy than me. He's like 24 right now, 20 something. So he watched games. He's very knowledgeable of the game. But I was letting him know when we walked out there, everybody had a borough to represent. You had a neighborhood within that borough to represent, even within that team that you were on. So you had a certain type of respect level to carry within yourself individually. So to come together as a neighborhood team in Rucker Park and win 2 championships, almost 3, we two-peated against the best NBA stars and everything. And Rucker Park, you get your name more for really being creative and being tough. When it was time when Booby Smooth and the rest of the guys, the announcers on the mic, they got on the mic, they said, we're the Bronx. I mean, they said, we're Brooklyn at, we're Queens at, we're Manhattan at, we're the Bronx at. Yo, me and Bevon Rodman walked out there banging that X. Hey, what? And I'm more loose with it. So I'm banging it super hard, going crazy because I always represent the Bronx and where I'm from. 10 toes, 2 feet, Lord Jesus Christ, I'm complete. But nobody's going to defeat me in representing where I'm from better than me. I do it. I'm really out there working on my game in the park.
Yeah.
So I can pick up what I'm talking about. And that's where the Bronx came from, having that heart and understanding where the King Borough of New York City. And it used to always kill me when you go in the shops and stores, you see Brooklyn shirts, Brooklyn hats, this and that. I'm like, yo, what's up with y'all? Do you not understand we created hip hop in my projects, Bronxdale projects, nowhere else?
Right.
Do you understand I came from and was blessed to be in this position to talk about this? I was born there. That was kind of surreal to me as you think about it while you're growing. This all goes into the X because the X connect around the whole globe. And that's why we show the BX love to the whole world. It wasn't just for the Bronx and Bronxdale projects and everywhere. It was for people that had love for us because we always have love for everybody else.
I like it. Hey, I got a question for you. Um, your introduction to sports, was it basketball or was it baseball or what got you into sports?
That's a good one, my brother. It was baseball. It was baseball, like the Yankees. Oh my great goodness. Those New York Yankees, the Bronx Bombers. That name right there was just like, I'm looking at my dad like, Daddy, they call them the Bronx Bombers. Like, you know what a bomb is. So as a young kid, you like, dang. So we were like different, like with our mental, like our thinking. I knew it didn't mean like a real bomb, but I knew they were dynamic, that good of a team. And they represented us in the way, like every time the announcer would say, the Bronx Bombers, we're live in the Bronx, the New York Yankees, you know what I mean, against another team, that would like send chills through me. It would be like, it was crazier than hearing the New York Knicks. It's New York Knicks. It's like, it's a broad thing. You know what I mean? The New York Jets, New York Giants. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, brother, you know, everybody else. Like, I was like, no, the Yankees, they solidify who we are. They were out there winning, competing. We are out here in the Bronx. When I lived in the Bronx, in that era, it was one of the dangerous eras to grow up in those 90s and 80s. You had to be violent, you had to be smart, you had to be loving, charismatic, you had to be a person that cared about yourself and others, you had to be a leader. You couldn't be just one of the followers. So I dared myself to be different and to be a leader. I didn't want to sell drugs like everybody else I seen. I watched everybody, listen and watch what they did, and I watched every wrong thing they did so I can correct myself. Yeah. I just look at the negative so I can always receive the positive. So New York City and that Bronx baseball, Don Mattingly, Dave Winfield, all of those other guys, you know, Joe Girardi, all those other guys, they got to knock it off when they talk about Babe Ruth and those guys. You got to knock it off sometime. You got to talk about Reggie. You got to talk
Randolph.
Yeah. You got to knock Rudy Randolph. They got to knock it off. Man, even Dave Cohn came over there to the throne. You hear me? Pitcher, knock it off. Look, I'm just saying. We had a lot of greats. But New York City, when I was on that 4 train, my grandmother lived like literally 6 blocks away from New York, the Yankee Stadium. She grew up, I grew up there in Highbridge Projects, 163rd and Ogden. Yankee Stadium was on 161st. You get what I'm saying? So when me and my mom used to always go back, and then you come off that train on the 4 train, you can see and picture off of the thing. You can see the game. If you come in at nighttime, you see the lights on. It was just like something for a young project kid that couldn't afford to go to the games every time. It was inspiring to see and know that I can be a star someday, and I would never let drugs or anything else interrupt my life, or anybody else that tried to persuade me in a negative way to interrupt my life. And that's where I started with boxing, kickboxing, karate, and different stuff at a young age.
So you made yourself busy, which is good. I grew up back east. I grew up in Jersey. My dad's a Brooklyn guy. Born and raised, worked for Con Ed for years. I've definitely seen my fair share of Yankee games and whatnot. So we speak the same language for sure. Hey,
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go for it.
How good did you feel being a part of the Yankee family? Like when you're in there, like how did that feel within your body? Like when you see all the people going crazy, like in different ways, how did you feel?
Amazing. And I was a young kid. My era was the era you were talking about. I definitely saw Mattingly, Winfield, Willie Randolph, Goose Gossage. I mean, a ton of those guys. I saw Canseco his rookie season play against when he was with the A's. I've seen. I mean, I definitely seen some. I was lucky. My buddy down the street, his dad took us to a lot of Yankee games when we were kids. So I've definitely seen some Yankee. I've missed. I'll tell you one that's funny. I didn't go one time. He went and he was at the George Brett Pinetar game.
What?
Yeah, legit. I watched a game on PIX, right? Channel 11, showing you how legit I am. I ain't bullshitting. And he came home and he was like, "Oh my God, you couldn't believe it." I'm like, "No, we watched the game, but it's like, dude, it was insane. He went berserk." And yeah, so I'm a Knicks, Jets, Yankees. I mean, I live out in Reno, but I still represent New York for sure.
I'm sorry. Come on, we got it. Come on, you can't do that to me. You know, it's right there. The elephant's in the room. You put it there.
I know.
Hey, the Knicks. Woo! Trae Young, ¿qué pasó? That was crazy. Oh my. Hey, Trae Young embarrassed the Knicks, and I hate that. I'm not gonna lie. I hate it because I love New York and I love the Garden, and I love those Knicks fans. You know, the Knicks fans are like the legit best fans in the world. Like, they don't even care. They say, guess what they say after you lose? Next year. They don't care.
He
Patrick Ewing, roll next year.
he knows how many times I always talk in morning basketball about the Knicks every year, right? That I've known
Too many times. Too many times. For the last 20 years, I'm like, they're irrelevant. Stop talking about it. But hey, Carl, I got a question for you. I'm very curious because I always loved your game. I loved the handles you had. I loved your energy. Loved how you attacked the rebounds. Just the passion you played with. So, who are some of the guys that you really studied and tried to emulate your game after? Like, who were your idols growing up?
Wow, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Big time as a basketball player, Isaiah Thomas, and I'm gonna say Tony Delk, Tyus Edney,
Nice.
Dana Burrows. I'm gonna say Jamal Tinsley. I'm gonna give these guys some love, man. Shamgar Wells, Rayford Alston. I'm gonna go back even with my man Dennis Johnson. I'm gonna go to Drazen Petrovic. I'm gonna go to Kenny Anderson. You get me? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Pearl Washington. Like, these are the guys like Baron Davis, Steve Francis, like all of those guys. I'm talking about. I looked at everybody: Andre Miller, Jason Kidd. You get what I'm saying? Gary Payton. All of those different guys, like, they were dynamic in their own way. Rebounding guards, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, Chris Jackson, God bless. He's still here. But, you know, all these different guys I looked at because I appreciated what they brought to the game. And there's more. There's a countless number of more players I've really studied. Like, and these people like really helped me out because if they didn't show me that you can not only get buckets, but also certain games you would manage the game and might have a win with 7 points, 12 rebounds or something, or 7 points, 14 assists, or you know what I mean? Something different. And you had a lot of steals, deflections, a key play and for the win. Sometimes people look past that. And I thought when I was playing college basketball, like I was explaining to somebody else, man, I thought in our era, it was like it was like the older people were still looking to the younger people to be developed and play like them and be ready.
Right.
So I kicked NBA players' butt when I was 16, 17, and 18 with a broken elbow until I got to Pitt to get it fixed. I had broken bones in there. I dunked on the guy, Lee Church against Gauchos in the big famous UDC tournament where they called me 50 plus. I fell on my neck, head, elbow. And I got an and one. You get what I'm saying? I got up, shot the free throw, and made it.
Yeah.
Who does that? But I played from that time at 17, that time, 16, 17, up until Pitt with broken bones in my elbow.
Wow.
And that's what I was saying. People didn't know that about me. I was always hurt. Every time I did this, it hurts more than people know. But I learned how to play through this. I talked to my mom every day. I prayed, and I didn't have money to get it fixed. So all this time, I was just messing it up more. But I was killing. And we didn't have the money to get it fixed. So I'm saying all of that went into the story we'll be talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just talks a lot about your toughness, and I'm just curious how much of that was from the blacktop game. Like, how important was the blacktop game for your development as a player? Because I know you played at Rucker Park, Goat Park, the big parks. I mean, what did the park mean to you as far as developing your intensity, your skills, and just your basketball IQ? And how'd you get the nickname Black Magic? We want to know that too.
I'll answer the first question first. Yes, like being in and growing up in Bronxville projects, it was a family-oriented place, but also it was a tough place. Growing up in New York City as a whole, like I said, going to school, junior high school and high school and stuff like that, going to different neighborhoods, so I have to go to school, taking the train and the bus and stuff like that outside of the neighborhood on a different side of the Bronx. You got different gangs and stuff over there. You have black gangs, Latino gangs, and different stuff. You have the Nietas, Latin Kings, you have the different stuff, Simpson Street Posse, and all of that stuff from 6th grade on. So we have to deal with that. So
Right.
that toughness, yeah, because when people want to take your triple fat goose, you're not letting up because you and your brother share triple fat goose. So you're going to get that butt whipping from back here multiple times before somebody else get that dub. I ain't giving no dubs up. I don't get that. No, I'm not losing. So that made me, look, you got to get them up. And I told you from the karate, I did other stuff and I did other stuff. I used to have to restrain myself and show people I didn't know anything. Just to show. My dad told me you have to think for idiots. You can't always put your hand on people because you have to understand they might have a medical problem. They might have this, but they're just trying to act like this. So when we was playing basketball and I was in New York City in the Bronx on that hard court, my dad used to come out there and watch me play with the older people and be like, hey, stop fouling them. Hey, because I'm playing with the grown men. You know, they beating me up, man. They do, because I want to play. If I want to play with the grown men, you got to take them hits. You can't go nowhere crying. When we used to play tackle football with no equipment in the grass, you can't go up there crying when you get popped. You know, if get popped, is you get bang, you get hit. You get me? So look, this is what it is in New York. I'm telling you, at our age, we playing with gangsters and cold killers. We're not playing with just what athletes. No, we playing with people that come out there do look like Tretch running at you. He on my team though. He picked me. I was happy. My man Alex. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Alex from the 80 building. Yo, you crazy. I'm on Alex's team. What? He's like, bang. I'm out here looking like what? Something crazy. So what that helped me playing against grown men in the projects, playing against grown men everywhere I played since 16, 15 years old. That made me so determined. That made me so strong because I was playing against NBA players at 16. Shane Garwells and different other people, Chauncey Billups and those other people too. Like different people used to bring people to my park. So I used to get a chance to play against these people. And then when I traveled outside, I would kick different people's butts too. And this is what I'm saying, like people don't understand that street ball, from Fat Joe's tournament to Dykeman, to all these different tournaments out there, Hoops in the Sun, to everywhere, Rucker Park. This is where you go play. And Hoops in the Sun was before I went and played at Rucker. So when J-Bo, my man J-Bo, now answer this. Now when my man J-Bo, shout out to J-Bo, shout out to G.I. and everybody. When I was in the park, and this is what I'm telling you, I always used to hear this. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay in that park working on your craft. Whatever you're doing, stay working on it. We know what the negative is. We want to see what the positive is.
Right.
I stayed in that park shaking my shadow, boy. I'm shaking the twigs in the tree falling from the tree above me. I'm shaking everything. I'm doing hot steps over stuff. You know, I'm doing just natural movements. And now they calling it moves. You get what I'm saying? We've been sidestepping to get a bucket just to get around the dude because we that thirsty to get a bucket. This is park. You get me?
Yeah.
I went in the freeze. Freeze is a game of 32 with over 20-some people in there, 15 people who haven't want to play. And I was the shortest person. I grew up doing that. So when I got to this, I'm like, man, you better knock it off. So when we get to Rucker and J-Bo pulled up in that Cherokee and came and got me on the left side of that park in Rosedale Park, and he was like, yo, what's up? What you doing? I'm in the park. What do it look like I'm doing? I'm balling. Like I'm working on my game. Damn, but 1 + 1 is 2, never 2.5. Do the math. But it's cool. So my man did this. He said, yo, can you go to Harlem? Can you go to the Rucker? I'm like, I'm young. Like my mom wasn't with none of that. My mother wasn't with none of that. Look, going to Harlem? Nah, she didn't even want me to go to Rice High School. So she was like, no. Like, I didn't even ask. You know, this is how we do it in New York. I didn't ask. I jumped in that Jeep. This is an opportunity for me because I thought I was going to make it through to the NBA off of street ball. I didn't have any connections to anything. This is before AAU.
Yeah.
I'm like before a freshman in high school. Like, you get me? Like this, I got to play AAU freshman in high school. That's 9th grade. So I was already playing Rucker before then. So that move when J-Bo came and got me that ride on Brooklyn Boulevard Highway, I was like, Mo, I got anxious, nervous. It was like this, like your heart like this. Yo, it's bananas. When you pull up to Harlem and you pulling in and you get off the highway, you know you're getting closer and closer to those people screaming, yeah, they in there and that mic, and you're like, and this cameras, this stuff, like, and you're on the spotlight. And you're gonna have to come in there because one person's late and we only have 4 people.
Yeah.
So I got to step in for the starting point guard. We pulling that parking lot, and anybody knowing Rucker Park, and you know in New York City, and anybody been to Rucker, you pull that parking lot. God damn it! It's like hey man, it's showtime. Okay, you walk in that thing, you can see a Rolls Royce, you can see anything, you can see models, you can see anything popping in there. You're liable to see anything, stars all over the place, whatever. So it shows your heart though.
Yeah.
It builds your heart. It builds your toughness. You get what I'm saying? And it builds your camaraderie within your teammates because you have no choice but to trust your crew. You get what I'm saying? Trust the people that you with. So when you're talking and going over your game plan, developing everything, and after you do that, you do your 1, 2, 3, you know, your stuff. And then y'all walk out there as a team after everybody got dressed and y'all moving like a movement. It's like a whole movement. You got everybody behind you looking back, you like, oh, yeah. That's why we got this here. Rucker Park jersey, baby. That purple. You know what I mean? But when I got my nickname, coming down, Hannibal, had the mic, I was walking in. I was scared, nervous, and anxious. Because I'm always nervous and anxious before every game, and I always want to do good, and I always want people to know who I am. I always want to represent my family and myself proud because that's how my uncle and my mother showed me, and my dad. So when I did, after a couple of moves, came down, getting a little comfortable, I came down and threw that thing between my legs and dropped that thing off. They said I jumped in the air, threw the ball between my legs and dropped off and no look. Same thing next play. I got that old, they like, who is this kid? Who is this kid? Yo, who is this kid? He's bugging. Hannibal on the mic, yo, bugging. I never thought this would happen for me because I grew up standing on the lines like everybody else at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 12:30, 12, to watch other people play.
Yeah.
So now people are screaming my name, that old Black Magic. They remember that old Black Magic. They think it's Black Magic. No, it's like what my man Pimp named Suckback said. Say it with me now from Boondocks. It's that old Black Magic. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Say it with me now. So it's a whole name. You give me that old Black Magic. It's not anybody else's name, Black Magic or anything else, because this one God won me. That's why that man took out the time to give me that name. So it isn't the same because he had the history and the knowledge because he's been there before. That's why he's the champion, Hannibal. That's why he had the belt. He walks around with a big, like WWF, WW joint belt, like a real belt. He's cock strong and diesel, like, and he made the song with Cameron, Harlem boy. Like, so that's why I say boy too. But there you go, family.
I have a question for you because now I'm super interested. How hard was it to play high school ball after you're telling the story you just told us? You know what I mean? I mean, explain to our younger listeners what the difference is between what you went through and then trying to play high school ball.
So like in high school, like the fans, I mean the some of the players and some of the teammates that were older than me, they were kind of hating on me, you know. And my freshman year, we were coached by Howie Harrison. God bless and salute to Howie Harrison. He played at Cardozo in Brooklyn, but he was an awesome athlete, point guard. But he was a great person. He used to read poems to me every time before games, but I'm speeding ahead. They told me, the guys on the team told me I didn't make the team freshman year on purpose. So I went and take their shine. You know, shout out to dude Yada. He did it. So, hey, I played AAU. I met up and I played AAU. So it was hard trying to get on to high school basketball. And my whole freshman year, I failed off. I had no grades. I failed all Fs. I had literally all Fs on purpose because I was being an idiot. I was making bad decisions, following my brother and other people out there from my projects. They were fighting against other people from the projects because we were surrounded by Castle Hill. We're surrounded by Monroe Projects. We're surrounded by Stevenson Commons. We're surrounded by all type of people. So, and we're the furthest projects away. So, like, you know, when they have problems, I'm not just going to watch my people, whatever. And I see it in class. I was in science class and I seen that. Seeing my people fighting, I grabbed the book, went outside, ran outside in class. My teacher told me, Carl, you don't have to do it. What you mean? I just seen your brother, like, picture you seeing your brother fighting, and it just went past the window. You're like, what the hell? And you in there trying to learn. You're like, oh, hell no, I'm going outside. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going the hallway, drag on different people fighting, drag on the rap, but different people in my hood. We fighting. Like, drag on grew up with me, you know, in my projects. And we went to schools together. Like, so we're going to take care of each other. We family in my projects. In Bronxville, we family. Like, literally, we family. So I don't care if you from the first, second, and the third, we connected. So anyway, that went to that. So playing in high school, it was like, when they did that, I kicked butt all AAU. I came back sophomore year. My silly butt, you'll think you'll learn. Get your grades so you can play a whole full year. No, I've never played a whole full year of high school basketball because I was being an ignorant idiot and too aggressive. I wanted to fight. I wanted to do other stuff sometime or make some other stuff because, like, sometimes I was smarter than some of the teachers. And then when a teacher looks at you and tells you they don't care about you, they only here to get a check. My math teacher said that to us, and a couple of teachers said that to us. Like, you get me? So it was like, it kind of pushed you away from trying to learn. But my Spanish teacher, she was a little cool Latino lady. She was tough on you, but she'll come at you, and she forced me to learn. So I would learn that. I would go to certain classes. But it used to piss those people off that I knew I would come in social studies and those other places and pass the test with A's and not be in class.
Yeah.
Without cheating. I'm just talking about intelligence, reading a book and gaining knowledge and doing your thing. You get what I'm saying? When they think that you're just an athlete, you're just an ignorant athlete. You get what I'm saying? They think they're going to put that stigma on you, and they was going to leave that for everybody else, and I wasn't going through that. So when I'm playing basketball, like I told you, I'm young like this. I'm young like 15, 16. I'm playing with these grown men. When I'm in practice and I'm in stuff on the team, everything's easy. Everything's easy for me. These guys are softer. You get what I'm saying? But I'm able to change this mindset. I know they're softer. You get what I'm saying? I know they think different. So I wanna approach your mind in a different way. I'm a big mental guy because I learned from different big mental people. Rod Strickland, I was watching that guy. You get what I'm saying? I was watching a lot of guys who manipulated people and to get them to play hard.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I would bring the best out of people. Even if you thought that person was shaky, whatever, I would have him looking like he was something else for a second. You get what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. You got to bring the best out of people. That's what I'm here for. God only blessed me and brought me here in this world to bring that good positive energy and to bring the best out of people. Not to take away, not to subtract. So when I kicked butt on those teams, when I was playing against Kennedy High School, when they was #1 there, Willie Shaw, J.C. Matheson, those guys, and I was dunking on them 1 to the 2, bang! People didn't even know I can do that.
Right.
And then there, I had like 40 points. I went down to Kennedy too and had like over 30 something. I went to Columbus High School, the big high school, and had 44. You get what I'm saying? I used to give people 40 somethings and like 15 steals type of stuff. Even in high school, like I'm talking about, look, this is so crazy, right? Because of not Ricky Torres, a couple of guys, Isaiah, my man losing Isaiah, I can't remember his name. They went to LIU. Because of those guys' era, with fighting and different stuff and beating up the players after the game, because there's a lot of blood neighborhoods around. You know what I'm saying? Sex, Money, Murder, the Bloods, Soundview projects. They all around our joints, so they used to come beat up the players after. So before I got there, that's what happened. So we wasn't allowed to have fans at my games, at any games.
That's crazy.
So kids are going through that. Dropping 40s, 30s. I'm ending games with floaters and teardrops on purpose from 3-point line or half court. Floaters. I'm doing it behind the back. The white man can't jump. I'm doing that in the game on purpose. Just cause, like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I wanted people to come talk. The biggest street ball guy that came to watch our game and seen it was Mousy. He had Mousy Dream Team at Rucker Park. Wow. But you get what I'm saying? Like, we like, it was only the girls allowed there, the girls team and the security guards.
So when it's just the security guards and the girls team allowed there and no fans or anything, I got to ask, and you also said that you didn't finish one single season of full high school basketball. So what was the recruiting process like for you? I mean, what kind of schools were you hearing from?
I was getting looked at by the Texas Longhorns. I was getting looked at by Kilgore Community College and a lot of these other junior colleges and different teams in Hofstra University and different places. And this is when my coach used to read these poems to me to get me to calm down, relax before games, because I used to have to come from study hall to games. So not only did I didn't play a full season. Now I didn't play full games.
Yeah.
And getting 30s and 40s. This is what I'm saying to people. With a broken elbow. Like, you gotta put it all together. You get what I'm saying? Broken elbow, not playing all the full games, not playing the whole full season, is still determined to go ahead and provide for his people and go hard and fight. You get me? This is what I'm built. I'm built for life because I don't quit. But if I don't do this, if I don't go through this stuff, I'm gonna prove that I'm ready to quit. I'm going to prove that I can't inspire anybody else. I'm going to prove that I can't do anything to help myself and the family. You get me? And that's not where I come from. So when you said, what did this, you know what inspired me, fam? My sister, Letitia Mays, my brother, my mother, Joy Area Mays, my father, Mario Krause, and my family, all of my people. Those people, they went through something else. And my elders. They went through something else. So I'll be a monkey's uncle if I'm not going to go out here and do what I'm supposed to do for them and represent my family and the people, right? I don't care what pain I'm in. We're going to fight through any pain. So the recruitment process was like AAU had me. It was AAU because once I started telling Coach Harrison about what Yada was doing, because Coach Harrison would give Yada the number to the papers, Daily News, New York Post, and other people, to put our stats in after games. So when we play against George Washington, Louis Flores, and those dudes, and I get them like 38, but we getting chased and shot at after the game, the dude ain't putting the stats in the game.
Right.
He ain't put me in the paper. You get me? Sometimes he put me in the paper, sometimes not. And seeing your name in the New York Daily News and stuff like that back then, you know, that's big. So all of these guys posting this bull crap. Yo, look, I was supposed to be there too. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy, because if you actually seen what I was doing, the way I was doing it, it's the way you do things sometimes. You know what I mean? They'd be like, damn, that was a cold 38, bro. That was a cold 44. You get me? 13 3-pointers in your face. That's some cold buckets from deep in a little gym in Columbus. That thing little. It's like a little bit bigger than West 4th.
Yeah.
How'd you get to Pitt? I'm curious.
Through that recruiting process. AAU, man, because you know, I had every school, man. No, I'm not gonna say every school, because I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch Mike Bibby, Jason Gardner, Jason Terry, really Jason Terry and them too, like in Arizona, and those guys, and Miles Simon, those big fellas, two big fellas look like twins, Davidson and another guy. I used to watch, you know, Trajan Langdon, Ed O'Bannon, Larry O'Bannon, and those guys, Baron Davis and those guys like that back then. And also, like I said, Steve Francis. I used to watch like my man, Joe Smith. I used to watch my man Keith Booth, LaRon Prophet. You know, those are schools like I used to want to go to. You know what I mean? But like even Duke with Carswell, McGetty, and all these other guys before, like even North Carolina with Ed Cota, Vince Carter. You get what I'm saying? Like they had Antoine Jameson, they had different people. Like I really watch these people. So, you know, I wanted to go to those schools where I know I can shine and have this have my, like, you know, my game shown to the world, you know, produced to the world, you know, like exposed to the world. Like I didn't want to go to a small school, but at the same time, I almost committed to Hofstra. I'll give you that exclusive. I did commit to Hofstra verbal to Jay Wright. And I was going to go there with my man, Chris McCray. God bless and salute to Chris McCray and his family, McCray family. I was going to go there. We met with Jay Wright and his lawyer at a Chinese store next to our block, right across the street from Chris' building. We want to be grown, so we're trying to handle like grown people business. We're like, yo, we're like 17, 18. This is so comical, yo. Now you think about it now that I'm saying it, this is kind of crazy, man. Because if you look at the Chinese store was shaky. and everything. Like the block is right next to the 6 train line. And we're in there, man. And me and Chris is talking the whole way. Like, we're going to go to school together because we grew up playing in Rosedale Park together, but he went to St. Raymond's and he played with Julius Hodge and those guys and different people. Darnell Miller and those other guys. You get what I'm saying? And he was before Alan Ray and those guys. So, like, he had game, and we talked, and I was just like, I want to go to school. I would like to have one of those stories to go to school with one of your peoples, you know what I mean? Your brothers, one of the people you with. And man, we committed. We all in the store. We all in the Chinese store. They talking all of this jazz, and we gonna go to Hofstra. We gonna be in Long Island. We gonna be in the Hamptons. We don't know what the Hamptons is, but we know Diddy was there. And it's, hey, yo, like, hold on, I don't like Diddy too much. Chill, I don't want to be where he's at. And he said, yo, all right, so we just get something away from him. It was like, cool. What the man said, cool? Yo, we're kids. You get what I'm saying? We're young. Look, we're grown. We're older mentally, 20-something, but we're young age. You get me? Yeah. But we're not going to do bug stuff like have 90 chicks over, throw pool parties. No, we're not dumb because we're trying to get somewhere. We're never going to do that. You get what I'm saying? But the fact that they brought that up and it was, available, it was like, oh, shit. Excuse me. Did you get me? It's like, oh, hey. So now we're going to knock that off. So we said, we'll give you a verbal commitment. They went crazy. They went, yeah, we're going to go. We left. Me and Chris went to our house each and grabbed all our letters that we had in the crib, in the house. We went back. I met him back at his house. I mean, at his building. And the back of his building, we burned all our letters. Oh, like, all of them. I'm talking about burnt them. Like, wow. Like, yo, we're going to commit to this. We're going to rock in. And this was like an accomplishment for us because we were tired of going through what we were going against. Like, he was going through stuff with Gary DeCeasy, the crazy, shaky coach that was throwing people letters away in the garbage at St. Raymond's. Carl Nickerson and different people can attest to that. He went through it, and I seen him do it. So with the recruitment process, when I seen Jeff McMillan and he brought my man Corey Spencer. He brought Corey Spencer to the Madison Broncos. Salute to Doc, my coach, Paul Doc Naselli and the Naselli family. Always love. And we were kicking Keith Bogan's ass. We were kicking DC Assault. I'm talking about they had DeMar Johnson. They had Jeff Forte. We was killing them. And DeMar Johnson faked the injury with his back. And my man was like, Pitt is here. I'm like, Pitt is here? Do you know the day before I just broke the record for the Adidas Big Time Tournament? And this is what we're talking about, the Adidas Big Time Tournament in Las Vegas, where they used to have the Big Time shirts. Man, every coach was out there. I had over 21 assists. Mike Jarvis was coaching St. John's, everybody. So I'm looking, and we're in the small gym, the auxiliary gym, and every coach is there, packed. So now I have all these schools. Now we get to, we killed all tournament. Now we go to double pump tournament in California. Man, I gave the ball. We playing against Atlanta Celtics, Jonathan Hargett, and the rest of those ringers. They had a lot of ringers, older guys, man. It was crazy. Big Cosby, big African guy, Cosby, big guy. They had a bunch of guys. And man, I stole a ball from Jonathan Hargett, who went to West Virginia. And he's from Virginia, but he went to West Virginia. Little Allen Iverson dude. He tried to cross me. I picked him. I threw the ball back behind my neck to Corey Fisher. He banged that thing, dunked it like this. I'm talking about he broke the backboard. First time I ever seen somebody break the backboard. On my head, too. I tried to get away, but it was like I had to see it. I don't know what was wrong. But it's like, you got to look up like the whole, I need proof. Like, because I heard something, but it's like, yo, hold on, what'd he do? Oh, hey. Like, now you got to, yo, it's glass. This is really like happening. This is when I'm bugging. I'm like so crazed about this because before this, Corey Spencer didn't have any schools. And we just left the Vegas Adidas Big Time Tournament and we killed it. And we got cheated, but we killed it. Killing Deshaun Stevenson, killing Mike Dunleavy and the rest of them. Killing them. So, oh my goodness. The guy broke the backboard and had every school on him.
Wow.
I'm talking about, damn. I said, damn, you had Luke Olson, Arizona. I said, I want to go to Arizona. That damn Luke Olson. Give me, I threw the ball. I stole the thing. Luke, you don't see that? Like, I'm just here. Champ, John Thompson loved me. He asked me, hey, excuse me, son. You ever heard of a guy named Allen Iverson? What? Who's that? Like, champ, are you bugging? Like, look, I love AI. I watched AI when he came to Rucker Park the first time. I was there. I seen him cross the two people and made him jump over the head, left to the right. You get me? Right to the left. It was crazy. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, sir. He was like, you remind me of him. And this is what I'm saying, how the recruiting process went. And the Charlie Weber tournament, all this is AAU. And Charlie Weber tournament, I'm looking at the guys, my man Paulie Nickerson, Carl Nickerson's younger brother, who played for the Ravens. This is the Bronx Ravens team. I said, this is how cocky I was, and this is how serious I was to show people how much better I was than this good team, right? I said, yo, look, the guys on the side. I said, yo, what y'all want me to do to them? Why they bringing up the ball? Yo, what y'all want me to do to them? Matter of fact, don't worry about it. I'm about to steal the ball and dunk it. Julius Hodge and them right over there. All these other guys over there, the Ravens, the Bronx Ravens team.
Yeah.
My man Paulie Nickerson, we call him P-Nick. P-Nick like, yo, Black, chill. Because they call him, that all black magic from home because he watched me go to kill. Watch. The guy brings the ball up. Cookies. I take the cookies. I get him, baby. Mortal Kombat. Finish him. Went to the two that thing. They was like, what? No! They was going crazy. Oh, yo, I'm talking about when I play AAU, for all you kids, when I played AAU, I wanted the whole crowd, the whole gym watching my game. I'm going to be the loudest person in the whole entire gym. I want your mother, your father, your auntie, your cousin, your little sister, somebody look. What, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Oh my God, what's going on over there? You get what I'm saying? I want people to gravitate to me. That's what good energy does.
Yeah.
So I had a whole game plan with this. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And so that's when we went into the recruiting process. So when Duke came, North Carolina came, and then other people came, and I even wanted to go to Cincinnati because of Big O, Oscar Robinson.
Yeah.
So it was tough for me. But I'll tell you two exclusives, man. And I feel bad for this every time. I'm sorry. I'm saying, hey man, because they would have seen me first, and they would have understood how much this meant to me. North Carolina called first, right? And they wanted to recruit me to come play. Now, they have all of their great Schwab Williams and all them. They was already, gone. Now, Ed Cota went to my prep school, St. Thomas More, along with Shea Cotton and along with a lot of people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went to a great Andre Drummond. You get what I'm saying? When I found that out, that was funny for me. But anyway, there's a lot of greats that went there. So it's comedy. Julian Sanchez, Jeff McMillan, Brandon Owens, Reggie Bryant, different players. And it was crazy when I was so ignorant about church when it comes to the Sabbath day and thinking that the Sabbath day was Sunday. So I'm thinking I'm spreading love on, God's day to Sunday. So I'm gonna do the right thing and showing him my appreciation for him giving me this opportunity for these people to acknowledge my talent and acknowledge that I really want to be here. I really want to play.
Yeah.
I called the next day, Sunday. Adam Boone committed already. He was like an All-American dude, light-skinned dude, war number 22 or something like that. And he was done the next year he left. He was booty. He was terrible. You get me? And I would have killed that position. And they would have seen all type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? All the tricks, all the different stuff. But I would have brought out more because it's North Carolina. I would have brought out more. The next weekend, it happens to me with Duke, with Daniel Ewing.
Yeah. I remember him.
I just got finished playing against Daniel Ewing in that Cali double pump tournament I'm telling you about, where they jerked us. We played 6 games back to back. They gave us 15 minutes for the championship game against TJ Ford and Daniel Ewing, the Texas team. After we just played against the Long Island Panthers, Sebastian Telfair, they had Curtis Sumter, they had Eric King, they had a number of players, man. Just Charlie Villanueva. They had all type of people, and we knocked them off, and we needed a break. So we was in the bleachers. They told us we could get 15 minutes of sleep in the bleachers. Oh, how you do that? So anyway, get back to the thing. With Downer Ewing, I called because Wojciechowski, I used to like Steve Wojciechowski. I'm not gonna lie. You know, and Dawkins, Coach Dawkins, you know, he was big on recruiting me and Wojo, and I like Wojo's energy. I love Wojo's passion. I love Coach Dawkins. Like, see, certain people, they don't look at it from a standpoint when you're not really looking and paying attention to the younger people looking up to you.
Yeah.
And that's what I made sure I didn't do to younger people. So I always acknowledge somebody looking up to me, you know, and those guys didn't see the passion and the energy and the type of balance that you have to be able to make it to this point. So when Downer Ewing said that and they said, yeah, Downer Ewing committed, I was like, oh, not again. Oh, this happened twice. And you talking about you trying to do something for God. It happens twice. I just took it in a positive way because you know what? When Ben Howland started recruiting us down in Long Island, I mean, with Jeff and those guys, Jeff McMillan, Corey Spencer, and Justice Graham, they were supposed to go to Pitt before me. One of them, Jeff McMillan is 6'8", big fella. I would have loved him, and definitely would have loved him. And Corey Spencer, you definitely love Debo. We call him Debo. You had to love Debo, man, from out there, Poughkeepsie, New York. You get him up too. But yeah, you had to love Debo. He was like a better Craig Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta love the mess out of him. And then you had Justice Graham. He was a 3, 6'7", 6'8", 3 with crazy stuff from Brooklyn. He had and Harlem, left-handed. He had mixed game. But he's a multiple bucket. He's a bucket. Like, it's just a bucket. So I had fun playing with those guys, AAU. You know, I played with Jason Williams from Duke, AAU. I played with him. You get what I'm saying? Like, I played with a lot of people. Desmond Herrard, that he broke the New York City record. But that all went into my recruiting process. And why I wanted to come to Pitt, because Coach Barry Roberson was recruiting Jeff McMillan, Justice Graham, and Corey Spencer. And I was like, Doc, hey, man, I'm doing the most over here. Why am I not getting recruited by Pitt? I want to go to Pitt. You get what I'm saying? Because you know what? Guess what game I watched the Pitt my first game? My first college basketball game, Pitt. I watched, no, that wasn't my first college basketball ever, but I'm saying the Pitt.
Right.
Khalil Amin hit the game-winning shot in the field house and stood on the thing and stood on the bench. I said, yo, they let that fat little chubby dude do that? Ridiculous. Yo, I was mad as hell, little Keebler L fat boy. I was mad. I didn't like his body. I didn't like his lips. He looked like he smoked lips, and he looked like he smoked his own lips and he smoked Black and Milds all day. He smoked bud. It looked like he smoked incense. That's how bad it was. It was bad, man. It was like, how you gonna smoke some incense, man? No chance. The man lifts. And you know what's so funny about Khalil Amin? Playing in the tournament in Connecticut and Scranton. This is the first time I ever got MVP and lost in a championship. Julius Page played too. I know I say when been, but he played in that team in that tournament too against us. We beat their team before to get to the championship, and they flew in. They flew in 6 dudes that was going to go to Purdue, all Americans. I said, how the hell do you do that for the championship game? 6 dudes for Purdue? Bull crap! Like, for real? Like, we had our whole same team, and I broke 7 records that game, including all the Khalid El Amin records. Yeah. So it's crazy. I was like, I went home with a bunch of plaques, like huge. Like, I was like, damn, I ain't even, I'm just balling. I'm breaking records, like, boom, boom, I'm coming back. Yo, it was like, what? I was like, yo, but look, Khalil El Amin, Mr. Black and Mild face. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you did. You had a lot of records. You also got the most improved player your sophomore season. I mean, you had a great career at Pitt. So what I'm curious about is, what was the draft process like for you? Because I always felt that your game would have translated really well to the next level. So what was that draft process like for you? Did you have any workouts, interviews? And I mean, what feedback were you getting on maybe what you needed to do to get to the NBA?
Man, they told me, they was like, man, we not rocking with you, man. You too much like Malcolm X.
That's what they told you in the.
Nah, I'm kidding.
I was like, that can't be word for word, man. Like,
I knew I was gonna get you with that one though,
I
baby.
was like, who in the hell told you that?
Hey, now they told me some crazy stuff, man. Even worse, like not worse because like Malcolm being called Malcolm X is a compliment to me. But what's worse is when they lie to you. What's worse when you see people doing favors for other people. Like
Right.
my junior year, I was threatened to take an agent by Coach Dixon because Julius Page and Jerome Brown didn't take his agent. You get what I'm saying? Like the people he wanted to work at. Like I went through so much. I almost got kicked out of Pitt so many times. It was unreal for no reason. Like, so you can see why I didn't trust picking and taking, Jamie Dixon's agent.
Right.
Like I knew you didn't care about me. You get what I'm saying? When you know that a coach doesn't care about you and a person doesn't care about you, you're not feeling comfortable with proceeding whatever you're proceeding with after they said something behind closed doors because it's a coach. They have more power than you. They join these fraternities. They join these different things. When I was in Coach Dixon's house downstairs in the boiler room and near the cellar, the wine cellar, you can see the picture with him and all the coaches. That's the acceptance in. You get what I'm saying? Like our kids, they don't have a shot. But these people get mad and pissed off at some draft portal and shit. But excuse my language, but when the coaches, they can leave on the drop of a dime when they want to. How many coaches like Ben Howland promised and came to my house and said and did home visits and told my family, my sister's brother, my mother and father, you're going to take care of me. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And then, no, you leave right after a game.
Yeah.
You get me? I'm just saying, so all of this with the draft process, I knew I was going to get jerked, but I was just trying to go as hard as I can because if you have an agent, now, flip side real quick, talking to you, you're me. You have an agent that tells you he can get you more money than Adam Roberts, but he already got Adam Roberts over $1 million. And he's worse than you. You get me? He can't shoot as good as you. He's not as fast, can't play better D, rebound, anything, any stuff, But he's a solid player, but he's just not like you.
Yeah.
And then everything goes shaky. And now you have a associate named Will Smith. Will Smith, he has a brother named Daniel, but Daniel already played in the NBA. Daniel's agent meets up. Daniel's agent meets up with your agent. They're both from the same place, same state, same everything. Now, guess what happens? You don't get drafted, you get effed over. So now you get pushed out the way. So now the convincing thing is for them to do is what? What is another way to make money? Overseas.
Yeah.
So now if players are told, hey, you don't want to, no, not told, persuaded. You don't want to be a guy that's going to wear a jersey that's reversible with a bunch of numbers on it, right, and get NBA socks. You don't want to be that guy, right? And I just had my son, my junior year, coming out. So this is what happened. My agent was cool with Brandon Knight brother agent, and different people and other stuff. See, this whole connection is how it goes down. And that's why I've been saying this shit before Kwame Brown, that go along, get it along, I don't say it like that.
Yeah.
I just tell it what it is. I tell the facts though, but I'm not going to get too crazy. But I'm telling you that a lot of people, including Randy Foy's runner for his agent, this light-skinned bald-headed dude, they all came together and hated.
Right.
And respect to these other guys because that's how it goes. People think that if you're really talented, you're really this, you're going to get to the NBA. That's a whole lie. It's a curve. Stop believing that. If that was so, other players would be in the NBA before me, and the NBA will be more solid instead of this weak stuff we looking at that looks like college.
Yeah.
They said they want to develop players, guys that would develop instead of you nitpicking on everything. You took that away from them because back in that era, you wanted to have the closest player that was ready for the NBA. It was only smart. So when you do that, you took that away and said, hey, nah, you know what? No, we're going to nitpick and find everything that's wrong with the player, not understanding with certain NBA workouts, with certain player development coaches, with certain strength and conditioning coaches, with certain other stuff, this player can excel beyond measures. But no, you don't do that. They don't do the right things. You get what I'm saying? All they want to do is belittle people. All they want to do is talk to people. You know how many people in the NBA I talk to and said these GMs and these people and these coaches, they walk right past them.
Right.
But with the NBA process for me was like my junior year, I leave, I go to Chicago camp. I just had my son, like I said, so whatever per diem or whatever I get, I'm sending that Western Union back to my son. So I was eating like tuna fish milk sandwiches and stuff like that, like in the diner. I found a little diner. Look, I'm just keeping it New York City, baby. I'm keeping it infinity with everybody. Keep it infinity. You know what I mean? Numbers can be broken down. So I went to that diner like faithfully. Me and the waitresses, like we was high-fiving each other. Me and the homies, we know each other. Would come in, they would get me free. They learned I love strawberry milkshakes, so they gave me like free strawberry milkshakes. So they would talk to me about the draft process because the guy was on his way to work and see me coming out the hotel. And I was just saying to him the same thing I'm saying to y'all. I was like, you know, it's so crazy when you think, when you come up in life, you think everything is so fair.
Yeah.
Everything is so right. As long as I work hard, as long as I bust my butt to stay out of trouble, as long as I this and that. I never got locked up at Pitt. I never got in trouble at Pitt when I played. You get what I'm saying? I never fought my teammate, never beat my teammate up, never jumped out a moving car 40 miles per hour drunk. I never got locked up. None of that. Never did any of this. I never made a fool.
Right.
I didn't even take the money. But what I did was represent it for a city, a state, people that love representing that place. I represented for my family, myself, and my name, and made a big thing of it. I made myself international known because I knew I was marketable with the X and myself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Who I am as a person and being charismatic. You have to understand, if you can speak well, you can control the room. If you know what you're talking about, you control the room. The intelligence is the power, not the brute strength. That just looks nice. You get me? But if you know what to do with that thing, hey, it could be crazy. But look, let's stay on track. So what I'm saying with this draft stuff, man, it's real. Because Nick Anderson, Patrick Ewing, all these people come out of nowhere. All these people like Larry Bird, all these people, and they continue to do it. Larry Bird is amazing. I love him to death. Like literally, I don't care. I'm sorry what anybody say about anything else. I love Mr. Bird. Larry, legend, always has a place in my heart. He didn't have to do what he did for me at no point in time, multiple times. And I get that too. But I'm just talking about my junior year, because that happened my senior year. But my junior year, it was like, I'm killing. Like I said, loudest person out there. Nick Anderson and those guys, Tyrone Corbin was like, hey man, don't think energy isn't going unnoticed. I was like, man, that's big time for me. Because I see in that thing, it's a big gym and they had the little track around. And you're looking, it shit was like a big reunion for these dudes. They didn't care about what was going on. Only some of the people that was sitting around the court sometimes was watching. But none of them other dudes, they was like, yo, all of them was talking to each other. You know, it was like, yo, it's because it's a bunch of NBA. Come on. Hey, yo, Champ, look, we got to keep an affinity, right? Yo, if it's a bunch of all NBA legends around, right? They all upstairs walking around like on track thing, looking down at us. They're not paying attention. They getting to know each other. They doing relational thing, like they linking up, like what do you say? What's the word? They networking.
Right.
That's all they was doing was networking. That's all that thing was. When I caught on to that, I said, damn. You get me? So when Jason Wins, I told you I played with him at Duke. I mean, I played with him at Broncos and the Broncos before he left the team.
Right.
I seen him there. I asked him, yo, can you put in a good word for me? Can you help me out, like in any way? Because he told Doc, my coach, that was like my father, that we both love, well, I love to death. Shout out to Miss Sandy Naselli. But yo, he said he was going to do certain things for Doc. Doc passed away, God bless the dead, but he didn't do anything when he went to the NBA, nothing. Nothing. Left doc, this doc, then called doc, left him. I'm like, yo, what type of person is he? Like, he's shaky. So this went in to the NBA thing. So I was like, yo, he's not going to help me. He's going to talk bad about me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he shot 22 shots in one half when we had me, him, Sammy Dallaberg, Jeff McMillan, and a bunch of other cold killers. 22 shots in one half, champ. He was 1 for 22.
Sheesh.
Who does that? We're not supposed to get mad at him?
Right.
Yeah, we was about to box. I wanted to box him in the hotel. And
Yeah.
want to move.
And you're 2-0 in boxing, if I remember right.
Nah, I'm way more than that. That's why I'm killing him, bro. I don't understand why ESPN keep pumping that. You know when you get tired of answering the same story? Like, it's like, yo, stop. Like, I've been told you how many times I fought, and then you're going to keep saying 2-0. Okay, champ, look, 2-0. That's it. Because it doesn't mean anything. Like, that to me, like, that thing, that was whack to me. Like, because it just showed me, like, how people really can't control themselves. When you get hit in the back of the head a lot, when people hit you like this, that messes with your brain. Your brain is hitting off your bones, and that's messing up all the receptors and the nerves in it. So why would I continue to want to do that, thinking it's a great thing to do?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying. So anyway, yeah. But the basketball, like with everything with Jason Williams, I'm done with that. So I knew with Mike Malone was my first coach. We had me and Chris Thomas, 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, champ. You know how they do it at the pre-draft camp. It's 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off.
Yeah.
Oh, my blessings. Yo, I was killing. And now in the first 3 days, you play, no, first 2 days, you play games against other teams, whatever teams are there. That you know, it's like, and I thought that meant something. So I'm kicking John Gilchrist's ass from Maryland. I'm killing him. I'm chefing him, going crazy. And I'm like, what? These don't mean nothing. So the first game, we're losing because Chris Thomas gets the first 5 minutes. We like getting smacked by like 10. I'm like, damn, man. I got Chris Thomas. I have what's my man from Memphis? Sean Banks. I had Sean Banks and different people on my team. I'm like, so then when we switch my 5 minutes, guess what? We come back. But that's my end of my 5 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So all of this I was going through. So one particular play happened. I'm coming down with the ball. I stole the ball, coming down with the ball. They just added an African dude. Salute to all the Africans. But just had man, he just had added the man to our team. He's an athlete. He catched the ball. I'm running down on the left side. He's running down the middle. I made the defender commit to me, right? I drop a dime right here, just like this. I didn't do this because I know, you know, I know you don't do that. You don't want to do that with him. You know what I mean? Oh, wow, you got to chill. You got to show he's the air up there. You got to show it first. So I drop it to him. He catches it. 1, 2, and loses the ball. Loses the ball. Out of bounds. You know this man, Mike Malone, the creep Mike Malone, puts in the paper, this Carl Krause, this is that, he shouldn't have done that, this is this and that. Killed me for throwing that pass. That was part of the reason. They all had something working with it. And his dad came to me and apologized. His dad said something. He was like, yo, you're like Dwayne Wade. I'm like, sir, I appreciate that. I know you mean by like the toughness and everything, but I don't jump as high as that man. But I know you appreciate. I shoot better though, but I don't jump as high as that man. I triple better too and pass better. But damn, I don't jump as high as that man. You know, I know you're just talking about the toughness and going through stuff. So I really appreciate that from Mr. Malone, the dad. But the son, I was just wondering in your life, why would you say that about me? I'm trying. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm working hard to try to pursue the pursuit of happiness for my family. I'm trying to do best. I'm trying to do the best I can. You get me? And I'm just like trying to do what you people ask. They make you so uncomfortable there. You don't even want to play like yourself. It's hard to play like yourself. Like they're saying all this weird shit. They want you to run floppy. They want you to run this. You know what I mean? They want you to do horns and all that. All right, I got you. Let me do this. Let me learn. Me and Lavio Band. I got Allie used to Lavio Band from Louisville. Man, we going crazy. I'm having fun. I got people bugging now. People's around my game now again. You get me?
Yeah.
But they was pumping Bynum, Will Bynum, for missing dunks. He's not even getting close. I said, damn, yo, everybody, we all sitting there. Be like, yo, hold on. hold on, man. I could have done that shit. I could grab on a damn net and throw the ball at the rim. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yo, fam, they got him a spot. Look what happened.
Yeah.
It got so bad. My man, the coach, Mike Brady, from Notre Dame, the last day, I had the best game last day out there. Andy Cass was even hating. Like, cause he's Jamie Dixon's friend. This is what I'm saying. Like all these people's friends, like they were all friends. I say, yo, when I start catching on, I'm just like, oh, this shit's sad. Because during the game, I have John Stockton. I mean, not during the game, during the bench press test. John Stockton's at the door with his feet covered like this, watching me. When I get done putting that thing down, feeling a little diesel, got my shoulders working. He like looked at me, act like he wasn't looking. Come on, champ. How you doing, Mr. Stockton? He was like, yeah, you're gonna be ready in the NBA. I said, damn, John Stockton said that, boy. I'm out here pounding him out with heart. John Stockton just said it legit. He was watching me. And he said, more. Like he likes how I play the point. He likes how tough I am.
Yeah.
He likes my decision making.
That's the ultimate compliment right there. Hearing it from probably one of the best point guards of all time. I mean, this is all great stuff. And, I have one question I want to ask you about your experience overseas. And I got to ask, we have guests on all the time that have a crazy experience during their time overseas. What's the craziest shit you've seen overseas, whether it's during a game or while you're living over there? Like what's one quick story that you can give us about overseas before we wrap this up?
Okay. Damn. All right. Playing overseas, man, playing for Oldenburg, Germany. They lied and said they was going to send my money into my account and my TV and my clothes. I left like 2 bags of clothes. We was over there for like 11 months, man. That place was crazy, man. I'm talking about the way that the team handled stuff, wicked, bananas. But the place I stayed in was awesome, and the money, to the certain extent that I made, was good. I never made all my money. They never sent my money. Like they lied. They said they was gonna do this. They said they was gonna do that. They never put my money in the account. They never sent my clothes. They put my TVs, the flat screen TVs I had, they wall mounted them in the office where they had the meetings. They did that.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, yo, this is Carl Krause. They told other players. I was like, damn. So he did me like that. So the other guy in Venice, in Saudi Arabia, the dude didn't want to give me all my money. He looks like Ben Laden, straight like Ben Laden, no bullcrap. He looks exactly like Ben Laden. The shit was so crazy. I wanted to beat him up so much, like, because God bless my man Daryl Pop McKinney. He died in the 9/11 in the crash. The plane hit his thing, and God bless him and his wife, fiance. Both of them, they died there. So I'm getting off this plane, and I'm looking, and this guy comes and meets me. He looks just like this shit. I'm like, and guess what? He was the biochemist for the Saudi Arabian army. So that right there, so I almost had to fight him in the office for my money. And I asked him, that was the first place I ever asked to be sent home from.
Damn.
And I'm making over 12 a month.
Jeez.
They got a dude drinking Black Label, playing with no socks. There's no men allowed. There's like the dude doing the N1 mixtape, roll on the floor stuff with the curly hair, just roll on the floor. I was like, yo, this is enough. We went to Lebanon, we killing. I'm out here killing. Me and my man Ryan Randall played with Juan Dixon that won the championship in Maryland. Big fella. I'm getting them 33 and 20 out there. It was so crazy. He gave me some of his money.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. He did that for you. I mean, we hear all sorts of crazy stories. We get a lot of guys on here that played overseas, and hearing about people lighting coins and getting them hot and throwing them, and people smoking in the arena.
I almost got shot in Venezuela. I almost got shot. They called me a black monkey. I almost got shot. They had the gun right here. Like the gun,
Wow.
dude, the gun. He was like, because I was killing their team against Ruben Nemhart and those guys. And I was killing out there. And dude was like, yeah, you black monkey. Da, 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 and showed me the gun. I was like, damn. So out there in Venezuela, when you walk out the gym, there's like a little, little banister thing where you can walk through as a team. And this is after they stole our money at halftime. Other people stole our money at halftime.
Wow.
So now we got dude talking about he gonna shoot me. and he shows me the gun and the thing. And this is surrounded by the army military in Venezuela. So I mean Venezuela. So I'm like, how does this? All right, okay, yeah, we gonna get. I'm not getting shot. Fuck that. I'm whooping some ass. Excuse my language.
No, you're fine.
You're good. No, anything goes on this podcast, man.
Yeah.
Anything.
My bad. So I walked out. I'm like, yo, whatever. I left my people. I'm with it. Like, I walked out. The dude, he looked at me and apologized. He looked, can you see my face? Like what I was about to do? Papi, espérate, para. No. It's okay. No. Yeah, I don't want to hear none of that. Yeah, what my mother's what? Yeah, knock it off. Yeah, all that got corrected. And then I got kidnapped in Venezuela too, playing for in Caracas. I got kidnapped.
Wow. We haven't heard
No, it's-
kidnap yet, so kidnap's a new one.
Yeah, I got kidnapped. Word. A lot of stuff, man. I'm just saying, but I appreciate you guys having me on, man. And if y'all want to do a part 2, let me know, man. It's always love here. And make sure y'all send me the link. And everybody who's watching, I appreciate y'all. Y'all can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Carl Krauser. It's my Respect My Journey YouTube channel. As you see in the back, I know it's flipped right now, but I'm going to give y'all a lot of different great content. I'm going to have people on. I'm going to interview people, and I'm going to have people like these guys on my podcast now. So I'm going to be able to interview these guys. But thank you all. Thank you for your time and your energy. I appreciate you all. God bless you, and XUP.
Okay, hold on real quick. We got to do a lightning round with you real quick. Got to do the lightning round. So it's quick questions Zach's asked. It's just 1 or 2 answers. Zach, let's hit it up real quick and get these lightning round questions out.
Absolutely. The first one, who's your toughest cover as a player? It's a loaded question. I know. Who was it?
Ben Gordon.
Ben
No,
Gordon.
that's not true. Damn.
You want to change that answer? Or are we going to stick with Ben Gordon?
Shit. I'm trying to think of somebody quick, like Dominic James.
Okay. Who's the funniest teammate you've ever had?
Yuri Demetrius.
Okay. Is there a reason why you wore number 11?
Yes. One God, one me.
Love it. Favorite country you ever played in and why?
Germany, because they it was more professional. They had, the things that we were used to as in college, as far as scouting report, watching film, the practices, even though we did 2-a-days, but the practices and everything else was strength and conditioning.
Okay. You're a boxer, and do you want to take a stand for the basketball world and take on Jake Paul? Are you going to say that right here? You want to take on Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, nah, we gotta knock it off. Jake Paul, look, man, he gotta chill out, man. He's taking on too many people, man. This has gotta be look, some of this stuff is for clout, man. I know it's for the views and stuff, but shit, hell no, y'all can keep that.
All right.
Trying to go ahead and get some basketball money, baby.
What do you think is the most important message for young kids who maybe come from a similar background with similar goals? What would be that message that you want to give to kids?
I want you guys to please stay humble and positive. Trust in your family members that are telling you the right and correct things. Listen to the people. Pay attention to the people who mean you well. Please study. Please research. Understand your heritage, your worth. Understand your ethnicity, your background, and appreciate Lord Jesus Christ, Father God, because he's going to keep you right as long as you work towards something. And please, 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 please appreciate you. Okay? Understand there's one God, one you every day, all day. So appreciate how you look. Before you go outside, clean your body. Before you go outside, pray. Before you go outside, just thank the people that helped you out and continue to help you out and believe in you. And you believe in yourself, man, because that's the way to do it.
Love it. And my final one to you is, what's your favorite basketball memory if you had to pick just one?
Favorite basketball memory, I would have to say playing basketball in St. Croix against the N1 mixtape team. Well, this is one of them, but playing in the Garden, playing college basketball in front of my mom and dad, playing in those big games and having them see me and my sister and brother and my nieces and nephews, and having them see me like really work towards something, and having my neighborhood, gosh, my projects and different people in New York City and outside, just being able to connect to all of those people right then and there, and hearing them say Krauser, Krauser, or throwing up the X, and they're not even from the Bronx. And that's why I said this is what it's for. Those memories. He's seeing Spike Lee tell my dad we can't wait to see him on the Knicks. Like all of these different memories, Mark Cuban connecting with me, all of these different memories, Kobe Bryant showing me love in the USA team. These all together like mean a lot because my family seen this. My family raised me to be a great, respectful, mannerable man. And I have to tell you people, I'm only going to leave with respect, and I'm going to leave with respect. And thank you guys again for having me on.
Yeah, it was our
I got one for you. I cannot let you go without this question.
Baby, I'm with you. I'm here.
Best New York City point guard ever.
Black Magic.
Goddamn, we gotta stamp it. I can't. Hey, bro, I'm sorry. Dwayne Pearl Washington told me I got the best spin move he's ever seen. He said it was better than his after the Syracuse game, after I beat him my junior year and brought back the 4 3-pointers. Hey, I gotta give it to me, champ. I know Kemba Walker has done his thing. Look, Kemba, if they would have let me in the NBA, Kemba, it wasn't because I wasn't good. They were scared of me, Kemba. So if they would have let me in the NBA, Kemba, I would have made them all-star teams too. I wasn't gonna be no 15-minute shine like the rest of them dudes. I was on here for the right light. Get me? But yeah, hey, salute to all of those guys, but right over left, we the best, baby. It's that old Black Magic. I'm the king, King Krauser. I lead with it, baby.
Much love. Much love. Thank you for all your insight today. We really appreciate it. Zach, do you have anything to add before we let you out of here?
Yeah, man, I just want to say thanks so much for your time. You're just one of my idols, watching you at Pitt, man. And it was just a joy watching you. Like I said, you had me throwing up the X in my driveway. So thanks again for your time. Really enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun. This is one of the more fun episodes we've had. So we appreciate you, and nothing but love, man. Nothing but love.
Thank you, man. It's always that good positive energy. That's what we appreciate. I told you that, man. It just goes, It transfers. Let's keep that going throughout the world, man. I love y'all guys, man. Y'all enjoy your day, man. That's what it is, baby.
Awesome. You too. Take care.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Wow, that was definitely an episode for sure. He gave us so much information, man. I mean, all the names that he was dropping on us are a lot of names that we know. I mean, think of all the competition that guy played against. A lot of great messages, keeping it humble, I think is really important. Learning more about the business. I mean, getting kidnapped in Venezuela?
Yeah, that's a
we haven't had a kidnap story yet. So that was, I mean, I feel like we have to ask every person that played overseas that question, because we always end up getting these crazy answers. You know what I mean? Like where you just think it's like, that's the level. It's not getting any higher. Add kidnapping.
Yeah. And I love his energy, even as a player, but even just in this interview. I mean, his energy is fantastic. He's a lot of fun. Nothing but laughs, just makes you feel good. And he's right. Like, we just need to keep spreading that love around the world, and, you know, spread the love to the youth and the young hoopers coming up. And I mean, we just need a lot more positivity in this world when it comes to media and the basketball world too, because a lot of these people get jerked around, whether it's in college, the pros, overseas. We just need to spread that love, man. I'm tired of all these hot takes. I'm tired of people criticizing players and coaches and programs and teams. Like, we just need to be a lot more positive and enjoy and appreciate the game and the great players that play it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know it gets kind of crazy too, because the comparison thing can be a big thing, and then there's all sorts of stuff to it for sure. And you know, to me, I love basketball. I'll always love basketball, and I always love hearing the stories. You know, so we're grateful, and we're grateful to all you guys for, you know, more reviews are coming in. You know, I mean, it's amazing. We're starting to see more downloads from older episodes, which means you guys are catching up if you're brand new and have been checking out the show. We're just flattered. We appreciate it. Any love you can give us on social media or on Apple Podcasts with a review or 5 stars always helps us out, gets us great guests like we had today. We're just going to keep it simple, man. Is there anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
No, just much love to Carl Krauser. Black Magic throwing up the X, over and out, man. Just nothing but love, over and out, throwing up that X.
Absolutely. Like I always say at the end of the show, man, be good to each other and take care. Be safe out there. Peace.